we're back. What are we on? Bulk day 29, although we just seem to be losing weight, but the strength's going up, so whatever. We'll keep eating food. Had a good amount of calories today, so possibly we've gone back up to 208 or something like that. My body definitely seems to like the 205-ish range. But hey, that's up 18 pounds from the previous range we were at, so it's all good. Pull-ups first set, bumped that up to 70. Felt good. Last two were a little short, but still felt like I got good, good lat activation. And that's something people like to say, the good muscle activation. I don't really care about activation. It's just the progression that I'm interested in, like the feeling of an exercise. I mean, with some things I do, like, I don't know, but like your big movements like bench press, when I'm doing it, I'm just focused on like, I want to do this weight for this many reps. And as long as I do that, then I know I progressed. I'm not thinking like while I'm doing my 315 on the bench, like, oh, like if I don't feel this in my chest, I got to stop and reset and like reactivate my chest or something. I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking, what can I do to, to push to new territory? So anyway, sorry, I've been watching some critiques of science-based lifting videos, which has definitely had not a resurgence, just a surgence, I guess, a spike in popularity as of the last probably 5 to 7 years, something like that. But we're drifting off topic. We'll talk about that more as we get going in the workout. Let me check the weight with you, see what we got going. Oh, we almost dropped it. We're good. A little cricket over there hanging out. Also, that pull-up set brought to you by As I Lay Dying. Hey, all right, 207, cool. All right, day 29. We've got 2 more sets of pull-ups. Then we're gonna do some barbell rows. I know, a little bit different, but we're gonna give them a shot. Every once in a while I try them and then decide I like the dumbbell rows better, but maybe this time we'll stick with it. Then we'll do some single arm pull downs, gonna bump those up a bit, and then we'll toast everything with some pull-ups. Losing a headphone. My ears are too big. That was a good set. All right, a little rest, and then we'll get the third set. All right. Pull-ups. Felt good today. Pause this. An excellent song I learned about recently. The Cave We Fear to Enter, As I Lay Dying. I've listened to As I Lay Dying before. Plenty of their songs. Forsaken, that was a Deadlift PR song for a while until it failed me. Then, of course, it's got to go. Or I failed it because it did its job. I just didn't get that deadlift, whatever it was. Yeah, but what I was talking about earlier, I was watching. Is that going to work? Move it up a little bit. Bugenhagen, an excellent channel. Very just no nonsense, super strong dude. Subaru? Motorcycle. And lots of good training footage, but he also does, is that even gonna work? video reviews. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get 45 on there. I don't think I will. Well, I want to do them over here, so I'm going to reshuffle for a second. But anyway, he was doing a video review of somebody doing like there was one, it was like the best chest exercises for a big chest. And, you know, in the title, it was using science, and science is great. But the exercises were, there was like a Smith machine press, and then some sort of really odd gymnastic ring push-up that looked very sketchy on the shoulders. And then I forget what the last one was, some kind of weird cable fly thing that had a lot of different variables. And I just liked what Bugenhagen said. He's like, you know, okay, the Smith machine, maybe that's okay. But the other two, a lot of instability going on with the first one, or with the ring dip push-up exercise, and like, how do you add to it, you know, or progress it, or how do you track it, like make sure you're getting better at it. And then the other one was just some kind of strange fly movement. And it was supposed to be like the best possible movements using science for your chest. And so movements that have a lot of instability going on and a lot of potential variables depending on where you train, you know, and differences and whatnot. And from what I understand, in a scientific study, you want to limit your variables, you know, because if you're looking at something specific, you know, like say you're trying to test how fast two mice can run down, you know, a hallway or something, and you remove all the variables, but then you have variables like, okay, they were from different families, and now they're fed different food, and now, you know, one of them sleeps more than the other at night. You add those variables in, and then you do the test. Now you've got all these other variables. You can't really accurately figure out, you know, which one is running faster and why they're running faster, because now you've added in too many other variables. And it seems like a lot of the science-based lifting videos are these like really complex looking movements that are hard to reproduce, hard to set up on your own, and make people feel like they can't actually go out and just work out on their own with like a basic lifting program. There's a couple people in particular, but I'm not going to put any names out there. It's not that fitness, let's see, is this going to work? Should work. We'll test it out here. I think this should be okay. I'm not saying fitness isn't complicated. I'm just saying don't overcomplicate it. And also don't convince yourself into thinking that the easy exercises, like, you know, single arm cable pull down. Like I do single arm cable pull down, but it's literally the last movement that I do for back. I do it after my heavy pull-ups. Heavy for me. I do it after my heavy rows. Like there's a lot of movements. There was another video he was critiquing. It was like the best back movements, and deadlifts, pull-ups, and rows were all like way down at the bottom. At the top were a bunch of strange looking cable exercises that would be hard to reproduce, hard to track progress, a lot of different variables. It'd be hard to know if you're really getting better. Possibly like these videos do really well maybe because they make people think there's like a shortcut, like, oh, I don't have to do my barbell bench, or I don't have to get good at pull-ups. And I'm sure that, you know, you can get strong and big maybe without doing them, but can you? I don't know. Like as a natural athlete, I think for myself at least, you gotta have those big basic movements, you know, if you can do them. Like don't let yourself become convinced that you can have a good, you know, solid progression in strength and size without like decent basic strength movements. I don't know. Interested to hear what other people have to say about it. Because when I first started lifting, obviously YouTube wasn't that long ago, but YouTube wasn't a huge thing. Instagram was non-existent. And there was no, now like every video has the title, using science-based lifting. Well, I hope the video is still rolling here. I guess this is gonna be a longer video. Apologies. It just seems like it's kind of like playing into people's like messing with people, making them think like, oh, I can make really good gains by doing just single arm cable pull downs and single arm. I don't know. Like, I haven't done the studies. Maybe you can, but the exercises that have stuck around for back, pull-ups, rows, and some kind of pull down. Has the single arm cable cross activation based pull down like stuck around, or is that something that just popped up in the last year? I don't know. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Maybe like reverse, the total opposite of this. Maybe I like what Bugenhagen, the way he talks about exercise and the way he approaches it, just because it's similar to how I like to. But I don't think it's fair to try and make people think everything needs to be so complex when you throw like 30 exercises at somebody and say, all these are good exercises. Now you pick some of those. Like, get your pull-ups in, get your rows in, get your curls in, track, get better. I don't know. Maybe that's oversimplifying it. But since I've gotten really consistent with the big movements and just started eating more, I've gotten bigger and stronger. So with no cables, no weird machines, no weird leg machines, like just squat, deadlift, press, row. All right. Kind of want to do from the ground, like I believe it's a pendulum row. Whew. It's good on the hips, stretches things out. Gotta hydrate more. That's only my opinion. I mean, you got to do your own research and figure out. And if the single arm, cable, slow activation, cross body, balancing on one Bosu ball movement ends up being the best movement for you, then, go for it. But if you can't track it, or like Bromley sums it up really, really well. He says, if you can't explain how to do it very simply, then not worth your time, especially if the person who's telling you to do it, on Instagram or whatever, can't explain very quickly why you should do it, why, it's a good exercise. Like the pull-ups. Why are they good? They're hard to mess up and they're very challenging. Yeah. Anyway. All right, that's it. Enough of the rant. I just been watching some of Bugenhagen's videos, and like, I get it. Like, he probably he goes on YouTube and sees like all these like science-based, using science, and a lot of times it's like very complex looking movements. And I think it's just a catchy title nowadays. So maybe I should title this the science-based lifting for back and biceps. All right, we'll pause and then come back. All right, that's it for the headphones. Cave We Fear to Enter has been entered. Great song. Very, very solid. Highly recommend. I gotta give my friend Sean credit for that one. Thank you, Sean. I don't know if you watch the YouTube or not, but excellent song. Yeah, I'll probably use that. And when I say probably, definitely on squats tomorrow, because squats are going up to 384. Really just 380, but the bar weighs 49 pounds. So, all right, let's see what we can do here. 13. I was thinking. It's always a good stretch after chest day. See, now, the end of the workout, some kind of weird cable stuff. Yes. As my prime mover, no. Not for me, at least. I don't know. I've done, programs like that where, there's more focus on all the accessory stuff than the big movements. And guess what's happened? I've just gotten stronger and smaller. But that's just me. Maybe it really does work for people. So I feel like a lot of the time I see somebody saying that's what you should do, like some kind of weird complex exercise. But then if you go back and look at their Instagram, you can see that clearly they do a lot of really big foundational movements like deadlift, squat, bench, or they did at one point in time to build their base. So then it's like, how do they know that works? And it's not just that they built up a ton of muscle from doing the basic movements, and now they're saying, oh, actually you should do all these complex, interesting looking ones, because it's good for clickbait on the gram. I don't know. I'm no philosophizer. Whew. Gotta rest it a little bit. Look at the other side. It's a good workout today. Apologies for the rant. I don't know. I just would hate for somebody to be discouraged about their lifting and, they go on Instagram or they go on YouTube for some sort of advice or motivation, and instead of finding that, they get this like wall of complex exercises. And so instead of continuing down the lifting journey, they're like, you know what? I tried it. I'm out. This is too much nonsense. That's why I think like Bugenhagen, just a breath of fresh air, just basic focus on progress, All right. Because that's the approach that I've implemented for the last year here with the bulk cut. Now we're back to the bulk, like just basic movements, eat more food, try and get better at those movements, stay healthy, nothing ridiculous. Like I only have what I have at a home gym, so can't be anything super complex. Like let's remove the barrier to entry. You know what I mean? A single leg squat, standing on a Bosu ball, while balancing a kettlebell or some nonsense like that. Like that increases the barrier to entry for somebody trying to start lifting or, looking for improvements. I think that was 4. We'll give it a couple seconds. Plus, Bugenhagen, crazy strong. And you can go back and follow his progression, like a very steady progression of strength over a long period of time, Like, I think his preferred term is Sticky Ricky. Rick the Stick. Anyway, just like to cut, like, it's just, you know, basic. Focus on the basic movements. I just think that's admirable. That it's not, you know, confusion, chaos. There's no secret method. I think that was 6. All right. We're gonna rest. All right. So last thing, obviously we did, you know, a little bit of the physique reveal there. I know people always ask about that, so I figured a little bit of the back reveal wouldn't be too provocative on the YouTube. Don't want to get banned. I don't know. I don't want to make that like a huge part of the channel. I don't mind like occasionally, you know, doing a little bit. Like I understand people want to see like, hey, like how did the bulk work, you know, other than just the scale. So hopefully that's, you know, something cool. If people really like that, maybe we can do that a little more often. But I typically want to keep it more just focused on the training and the food and the consistency. Like, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's good to like notice improvements in yourself, and you know, you want to notice changes. I feel like pictures are probably the best because you're always your harshest self critic. You know, because you'll see yourself in the mirror every day and be like, not seeing any change. You got to look at the change over a long period of time. That's where like photo documentation helps a lot. So yeah, we did a little bit of the back reveal. I mean, it's fluorescent lighting, like not exactly the best, but hopefully we get, you know, thousands of views based upon that. All right. Maybe we can do like a monthly physique reveal or something for the back at least. Every time I do the core, like, you know, I always get the non-natty comments, which is fine. I mean, hey, helps grow the channel. All right. So 60s, then we'll do a drop set to the 30s, and then we're going to go with the little guy and drive the Jeep around. The registered trademark mini Jeep. Actually, like to scale, I believe it's like a 1/5 scale. So 60s, I think we've done 7 before, so if we can get 8, that'll be good. I did take a little bit of a rest because I was filming the physique reveal, so maybe that'll help, maybe that'll hurt. Rested too long. All right, we'll give it a couple seconds. 30s. Let's see what we got. Honestly, hopefully I get some non-natty comments about the physique reveal, because if somebody ever comments that, like if you're a natural athlete and somebody says, oh, you're not natural, like don't take that in a negative way at all. Like as long as you know that you're natural, all that means, it means 2 things. Firstly, it means that person thinks that you look some form of unachievable for themselves, you know, which is a compliment to you. And then the other thing it means is that they, whether shaped by Instagram, YouTube, whatever, they don't believe that they can get to that point. So, you know, it kind of sucks for them because it means that they're self-limiting significantly. But for you, it just means they think you look great. So you know, don't take it in too negatively of a way. I don't know. I never have. I mean, it doesn't happen too often on this channel, like mostly pretty positive, but occasionally somebody will just be like, you're not natty. And I always just respond positively. I'm like, hey, you know, thanks for commenting on the channel. You're still supporting. And I just say, I am, but if you think that I'm not, cool. I'll just take that as a compliment that I've made some gains that look, you know, outside of the natty realm. I gotta go eat some carbs. Anyway, just my thoughts on that. I feel like I voiced a lot of thoughts today. So we're gonna cut the video there. I'm gonna go get some carbs in. We got some ice cream cake coming tonight, which is very exciting. Today is not my actual birth date. That has passed. But it's the day we're celebrating. So that's something exciting. Get some carbs in. And we're going to see Twisters. Watched Twister last night. Seen it many times. Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, excellent movie. Now we're seeing the second one, which I don't think is a sequel. I think it's just like same universe type deal. So yeah, hopefully that's good. And we'll see you tomorrow for squats. If you made it this far in the video, you're a champion. Thank you so much. Drop a comment that says science-based lifting is the only way. That way I'll know you're a true fan. All right, that's it. Thanks again. Peace.